Hey everybody, it's your girl Jade, and welcome to another episode of CRANIUM JUICE here on the Juice Box. Okay, this week's episode, the topic is controlled chaos, and this is a powerful topic because we all know that we are spirits having a human experience, and in this world, it can be very chaotic, and a lot of things could be confusing. Some people want to lead your spirit in the wrong direction, and some people, they really honestly, they might want to help you, but if they're confused themselves, their help could be a major distraction to you, and it could ultimately guide you in the wrong direction as well. We all know that some people are put here in order to influence us to do the wrong things, and you may look up to that person and you probably would never think that they would want to lead you astray. But in reality, they're here to trick you. And I find it very interesting when you look at some of these public figures or some of these music artists who have certain songs out or videos out, and in interviews they might say something positive as if they want to empower you to be the best that you can be, but then when you go and you listen to their music, they're leading you in the completely opposite direction. Okay, for instance, I've heard on a song on the radio before, "I never sell my soul," and then he'll continue to rap his rap. Now, you say that you'll never sell your soul, right? Yet, in the rest of your song, you're rapping about how many people you done killed. If somebody come up to you, you're going to do this to them, you're going to do that to them. And you're also rapping about how much you love these material items. Or you might be rapping about degrading women. Or you're rapping about how much drugs you've sold, which is harming people in your own community. It's like, that's exactly what it is to sell your soul. Now, don't think that it's just that simple. You can just give somebody can just give you $1 million and your soul's gone. It doesn't just work like that. It's not a monetary transaction. But if you're doing things that do not agree with your spirit and that's harming yourself and others, that is selling your soul, okay? So we really have to pay attention, because when we listen to some music sounds fun, okay? It makes you want to dance, but are you really listening to what's going into your ears? And they might have one phrase in their whole song that really speaks to you, speaks to your spirit, because nobody wants to sell their soul, of course not. But in the same song that you said that you're not going to sell your soul, you literally have a whole list of all the ways that you've already done it. And it's like a lot of people miss that. Another great example of controlled chaos, when we have female artists in their interviews, they want to speak on empowering young women, and we need to stand up for ourselves, and we need to be able to take care of ourselves, and we can do whatever we want to do. We shouldn't be controlled by any men, which they're true statements. It's wonderful. But when they make certain music, and in their music videos, they are showing all of their goodies, they're half naked, and they're doing things to degrade themselves, like having sex for money, or just blatantly disrespecting yourself. It's like you're completely going against what you just said. You want to empower women, but you also want them to continue to do things so men will not take them seriously, so men will see them as hoes and bitches, when that's not what they are. You're not telling these young women to educate themselves and to demand respect. And if you are saying that in the video, if you are saying that in the interview, you surely aren't saying it in the music videos. So that cancels out itself as well. So with those examples of controlled chaos, the best thing that I can say to the spirits in this world who want to live their best life, and when I say live your best life, remember that we're spirits having a human experience. So all of these, everything that you see is not the best thing for your spirit. If it's hurting you internally and it's hurting your people and it feels like the wrong thing to do, then it probably is. Okay? And it's very important to feed your spirit with positivity and love, because that's what helps you become a better person. And that will bring you actual fulfillment. We all know that money does not bring fulfillment, because there are people that are rich and they have everything that they could even imagine, but yet they're crying at the end of the day. Okay? And there are people that have nothing, that are homeless, but these are the happiest people in the world. So we need to remember, your spirit, feeding your spirit, is the most important thing that you can do in this world, in this lifetime. Because material items pass away, but you always have to come back to yourself. You always have to answer and look at yourself at the end of the day and say, was it all worth it, everything that I did? You know? One thing with controlled chaos, they are trying, whoever they is, whoever's participating. I'm not saying everyone in the music industry. I'm not saying all public figures, because controlled chaos could be happening right in your own household. It could be happening right on your street. Okay, it could be some of your friends and your family. With controlled chaos, well, whatever person that you're dealing with that's trying to confuse you, they're trying to control your mind and your perception of how things are. That's like when you're in a toxic relationship and the person continues to stomp over your feelings or continues to lie in your face and pretends to be this wonderful person, but in reality they're doing all these terrible things behind your back, and then they try to make you seem like you're the crazy individual in the situation. With controlled chaos, they're trying to control your mind and how you view things. Okay? And if a person controls your mind, then they control your whole body. They control your spirit. And you don't want that to happen. So one key thing to remember is that you are in control. You control who you listen to, what type of music you listen to. You don't have to be a follower and do things just because other people are trying to lead you in that direction. You can think for yourself. Okay? And that's why it's so important to have your morals and values and to continue to develop them. Because what do they say? If you fall for something, if you don't stand for something, then you'll fall for anything. So without your morals and your values, you just don't have any substance to compare with, okay? With your morals and values, you can look at something and you can say, well, that's not right, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to let that affect my life in this way. But without your morals and values, you could allow a lot of things to hurt you. You could try, you'll just make a lot of mistakes. You'll see something, oh, I want to try it. And then at the end of the day, when it doesn't work out for you and you're hurt and you're alone, you'll be confused even more, and then you'll probably allow it to affect you to the point where you are bitter or where you turn very cold on the inside And that kills a part of you and your spirit. So in order to avoid all of that, you need to stick with what you know is right and stick with your morals and your values. And that's why I continually have to remind myself that, God loves me, okay? And He's watching over me, and He wants me to do the right thing. If you remind yourself, of where you're going, because we're not going to be on this earth forever. And I know that I'm returning back to heaven where I belong. So if you continuously remind yourself of the love, the everlasting love that you have all around you, then all you can see is love, and you will continue to grow in that way. But like I said, it's all a mindset. Heaven and hell starts in your mind. So if you don't believe that heaven is real, or you don't believe in God, then it won't be. If you don't believe that you can do something, then you won't be able to do it. You probably won't even try. So it's all about developing your mind and educating yourself and knowing who you are and having something to believe in. Because without that, you will be in a very chaotic mode up here. And when you're in a chaotic mode in your mind, then you create hell. So you constantly find yourself in circumstances that do not benefit you, or people are using you or taking advantage of you continuously, or you're always sad. You've created hell because you're confused. So it's controlled chaos out here, and you don't want to get caught up in it. So just be aware and try to stay connected to your true self. I think that's all I have to say on this topic. This has been another episode of Cranium Juice. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week here on the Juice Box.